8. British royal tiaras that are hidden in the royal vaults. Who once wore them? Some of the most powerful royal tiaras were never meant to dazzle crowds. They were worn once, twice, then sealed away. Hidden deep inside royal vaults, these crowns carry stories of queens who ruled, brides who became legends, and jewels deemed too political, too personal, or too dangerous to repeat. From a tiara smuggled out of a revolution to one that vanished for nearly 100 years, these are the British royal tiaras the public was never meant to see. Forgotten, but never erased. Teck Crescent Tiara. Delicate yet unmistakably regal, the Teck Crescent Tiara is one of those royal jewels that whispers history rather than shouts it. Its design is instantly recognizable. 3 wild diamond roses, each separated by 20 shimmering diamond crescents, forming a celestial rhythm across the brow. The tiara was created by Princess Mary Adelaide, Duchess of Teck, using jewels inherited from her aunt, Princess Mary, Duchess of Gloucester, daughter of King George III, making its origins deeply rooted in royal bloodlines. Princess Mary Adelaide wore it prominently after 1857, including the grand 1858 wedding of Victoria, Princess Royal, and later at major royal weddings of the era, often paired with the Cambridge emeralds and the Teck sapphire stomacher. After her death, the tiara passed through complex family inheritances before quietly returning to the core royal collection under Queen Mary. Though Queen Mary herself never wore it publicly, the tiara found renewed life with Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, who wore it in the late 1930s, most memorably during the 1939 Royal Tour of Canada. After her death in 2002, the tiara entered the royal collection once more. Today, it is believed to rest unseen in the royal vaults, on loan, waiting. And the real question is, who will dare to bring it back into the light next? Brazilian Aquamarine Tiara. The Brazilian Aquamarine Tiara is one of those royal jewels that doesn't whisper history, it commands attention. Commissioned in 1957 by Queen Elizabeth II and crafted by Garrard and Company, this spectacular tiara was created to complete a breathtaking aquamarine parure. The story begins earlier, in 1953, when the people and president of Brazil gifted the young queen a magnificent aquamarine and diamond necklace and earrings to mark her coronation. What followed was a rare, evolving royal suite, bold, modern, and unapologetically glamorous. The tiara itself is architectural and striking, set with large emerald-cut aquamarines framed by diamonds, giving it a distinctly mid-century confidence. Unlike many antique tiaras, this one feels powerful rather than delicate, a crown made to be noticed. Queen Elizabeth II wore it sparingly, reserving it for grand diplomatic moments. One of its most memorable appearances came in March 2009, during a state banquet at Buckingham Palace, where she wore nearly the entire Brazilian aquamarine set, turning the evening into a quiet display of royal authority and international symbolism, and then it vanished. Since that night, the tiara has remained hidden deep within the royal vaults. No senior royal has worn it publicly since, and yet, this dazzling crown of sea blue fire remains locked away, untouched, unseen, waiting. Because when the Brazilian aquamarine tiara returns, it won't just be worn, it will announce a new chapter in royal power. Queen Alexandra's Kokoshnik Tiara. Queen Alexandra's Kokoshnik Tiara is a glittering echo of royal diplomacy, sisterhood and power. Commissioned in 1888 to mark Queen Alexandra's silver wedding anniversary, while she was Princess of Wales, the tiara was a deeply personal request. Alexandra wanted a piece inspired by her sister, Empress Maria Feodorovna of Russia. The result was a striking Russian-style Kokoshnik, a dramatic wall of diamonds formed from vertical fringe bars, crafted by Garrard in white and yellow gold. Set with hundreds of diamonds, it was bold, modern for its time and unmistakably regal. Alexandra wore it proudly, most notably at the 1893 wedding of her son, the future King George V. After her death in 1925, the tiara passed to Queen Mary, who favoured it for portraits and milestone occasions. In 1953, it entered the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, becoming one of her most frequently worn tiaras, seen on Commonwealth tours, state banquets, and historic diplomatic visits. Its last appearance on Elizabeth II was in 2008. After decades secured within the royal vaults, the Kokoshnik returned to public view in December 2024, when Queen Camilla wore it for the first time at a state banquet, reviving a jewel worn by 4 queens across more than a century. But here's the twist. This tiara isn't the most mysterious piece locked away. Another vault-hidden crown carries a secret so controversial it was almost erased from royal history altogether. Burmese ruby and diamond tiara. The Burmese ruby and diamond tiara is one of the rarest modern royal commissions, yet today it spends more time locked away than under palace lights. Unlike most of Queen Elizabeth II's tiaras, this one wasn't inherited. She personally commissioned Garrard in 1973, determined to fill one striking absence in the royal collection, a true ruby tiara. The stones themselves carried deep meaning. 96 rubies, gifted by the people of Burma on her wedding, were believed to protect the wearer from 96 diseases, a talisman of health, power, and continuity. Garrard paired those rubies with diamonds reclaimed from the dismantled Nizam of Hyderabad tiara, shaping them into Tudor rose motifs, where red rubies and white diamonds quietly echo England's royal past. Queen Elizabeth wore the tiara during moments of global symbolism, her silver jubilee in 1977, multiple state banquets, and finally in 2019 at a US state visit. After her passing, the tiara slipped back into the royal vaults, until November 2023 when Queen Camilla revived it for a South Korean state banquet, its first appearance of a new reign. And yet this raises a question that still lingers in royal circles. Which other tiaras, richer in history and controversy, are still waiting in the vaults, untouched, unseen, and possibly never meant to reappear? Cartier Indian tiara. The Cartier Indian tiara is one of those royal jewels that quietly rewrites expectations. Despite its name, this tiara has no direct link to India at all. It was crafted in 1923 by Cartier, designed by Henri Lavabre, drawing inspiration from Indian royal architecture. Arched motifs, rhythmic geometry, and an exotic symmetry that felt daringly modern for its time. Pearls, diamonds, and sapphires cascade across its frame, creating a look that feels both regal and slightly mysterious. The tiara was first made for Beatrice Forbes, Countess of Granard, but she later returned it to Cartier. Its real royal chapter began when it was acquired by Princess Marie-Louise, granddaughter of Queen Victoria, just in time for the 1937 coronation of King George VI. Marie-Louise wore it repeatedly at major royal events, even after losing her German title in 1917, holding firmly onto her place within the British royal circle. After her death in 1956, the tiara passed to her godson, Prince Richard, Duke of Gloucester. Today it remains largely hidden within the royal vaults, resurfacing only on rare occasions, most recently worn by Birgitta, Duchess of Gloucester, at select state banquets. And that rarity raises a question. Why does a tiara with such striking beauty appear so seldom? And what other forgotten masterpieces are waiting beside it in the vaults? Persian turquoise tiara. The Persian turquoise tiara is one of those royal jewels that feels almost mythical, because for decades it has lived more in memory than in public view. Its story begins in 1923 when Queen Mary purchased the tiara and its matching parure from Garrard as a wedding gift for her daughter-in-law Queen Elizabeth, later the Queen Mother. Crafted in a refined Kokoshnik silhouette, the tiara is set with vivid Persian turquoise stones framed by diamonds, woven into symbols of love, victory and devotion, laurel wreaths, torches and lovers' knots. It was even nicknamed the Triumph of Love Tiara. Yet the Queen Mother rarely wore it. The jewel truly came alive with Princess Margaret, who received the entire parure as a 21st birthday gift in 1951. Margaret wore it with confidence and flair, most memorably at the 1967 royal film performance of The Taming of the Shrew, where the turquoise blazed against her white satin gown, while rumours about her marriage quietly filled the newspapers. After Margaret's death, much of her jewellery was auctioned. This tiara was not. That silence speaks volumes. Today, it's widely believed to rest deep within the royal vaults, still owned, still waiting. Grand Duchess Vladimir Tiara. The Grand Duchess Vladimir Tiara is not just a jewel. It's a survivor of empire, revolution, and royal secrecy. Crafted in the late 1870s by Russian court jeweller Bolin, the tiara was made for Grand Duchess Maria Pavlovna of Russia, aunt to Tsar Nicholas II and one of the most formidable women of the Romanov court. Its design is unmistakable. 15 diamond-set circles, each originally suspended with a detachable pearl drop, later engineered to hold emeralds as well. A tiara designed to transform depending on mood, politics, or power. Its escape from Russia reads like a thriller. During the 1917 revolution, the tiara was hidden in a palace safe, then smuggled out in disguise by a British intelligence contact. After Maria Pavlovna's death, it passed to her daughter, Princess Nicholas of Greece, who sold it to Queen Mary of Britain. Mary restored it and elevated it by adding the emerald option from the Cambridge collection. Inherited by Queen Elizabeth II in 1953, the Vladimir became one of her most worn yet most controlled tiaras, reserved for diplomacy and gravitas. Its final public appearance was hauntingly symbolic, December 2019, worn by the Queen at her last diplomatic reception. Today, it rests mostly unseen in the royal vaults, silent, waiting. But here's the question that lingers: who will be bold enough to wear it next? And what moment would be worthy of waking it up again? Strathmore Rose Tiara. The Strathmore Rose Tiara feels less like a jewel and more like a whispered family secret, one that spent decades sleeping inside the royal vaults. A true floral fantasy, the tiara was given in 1923 to Lady Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon by her parents, the Earl and Countess of Strathmore, on her wedding day to Prince Albert, Duke of York, the man who would later become King George VI. At the time, no one knew she would one day be Queen Consort, yet the gift already carried quiet destiny. Crafted in the late 19th century and purchased from Catchpole and Williams, the tiara features large diamond roses so realistic they appear freshly picked. Even more intriguingly, the flowers can be removed and worn as brooches and were once interchangeable with sapphire elements, an adaptability far ahead of its time. The future Queen Mother wore it frequently in the 1920s, often as a bandeau low across the forehead, perfectly in step with jazz-age fashion. Then, almost without explanation, it vanished. For decades, it remained unseen, sparking rumours of disrepair, but the truth was simpler: changing taste. After inheriting it in 2002, Queen Elizabeth II never wore it publicly. Many expected it to appear on Meghan Markle in 2018, but it stayed locked away until 2023. Exactly a century after its debut, the Princess of Wales stunned royal watchers by reviving the Strathmore Rose tiara at a state banquet, proving the vaults still hold surprises. And if this flower was finally allowed to bloom, which forgotten tiara might be next? Thank you for watching. Once again, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more sparkling stories. We would love to know your thoughts on which tiara you love the most.